Faith is the bird that feels the night and sings when the dawn is still dark. These were the words, opening statement which was made by Nirmala Sitharaman today while presenting the Union Budget for 2021. It's a longish budget, first time it has been made paperless, and there are many things for it. But from your exam point of view, you can basically and broadly divide this into 9 major heads for your ease of remembering. And let's just go ahead and see what is this key highlights of the Union Budget for 2021. Now first we will see the health and welfare subhead, in which 2,23,846 crores have been allocated under this head. And in this head it will be PM Atmanirbhar Swasth Bharat Yojana. It will be launched with an outlay of 64,180 crores over 6 years. Very ambitious project. Let's see how it takes on. The pneumococcal vaccine made in India product will be rolled out across the country. The government plans to launch Mission Poshan 2.0. We have studied about Mission Poshan, I think, in our last to last update. Jal Jeevan Mission urban will be launched. In this also we have covered a topic wherein I think UP is there, wherein her Jal at Har Ghar type kind of a thing, and the northeast state where 7,000 km pipeline is also being laid for the tapped water scheme. So this comes under that. And thereafter 35,000 crores have been announced for the COVID-19 vaccination, the drive which is already going on in the country. Now what gets costlier and what gets cheaper? Basically the mobile phones and its chargers, imported gemstones, raw silk, solar cells and auto parts. Why these are? Basically these are ex-import, majority of them comes from China. So this is a kind of a tab onto them, and it will also boost in our own sectors. These sectors will get an additional boost, sorry, my mistake, and they will be forced to go ahead for the made in India products. And now what will become cheaper will be iron, steel and copper items, and in addition to this, the nylon clothes, gold and silver and leather goods. The taxes on this have been reduced, the import tax has been reduced, so the gold will be much cheaper. And coming on to the infrastructure, there is rupees 1.10 lakh crore outlay for railways has been planned, and out of which 1.7 lakh is for the capital expenditure. 18,000 crores is to support the augmentation of public bus transport services, and this includes the rapid bus transport services as well. The 7,000 crore transmission assets to be transferred to the Power Grid Corporation of India Limited. 100% electrification of the rail broad gauge routes to be completed by December 2023. Very important point. Let's see if it is possible to achieve this, but it's a very ambitious project, I must say. 1.18 lakh crores allocated to the Ministry of Roads and Transport and Highways. The next topic is that highways only. So center aims to complete about 11,000 kilometers of national highway infrastructure this year. Again a very ambitious project, not difficult, achievable. It has been doing it. Out of this, 3,500 kilometers of corridor in Tamil Nadu is planned, 1,100 kilometers in Kerala at an investment of about 65,000 crores, 675 kilometers in West Bengal and 1,300 kilometers in Assam itself over a period of next 3 years. Nice initiative. And coming on to the MSMES and startups, MSMES is basically micro, small, medium enterprises, and the startups. What is there? It will be providing about 15,700 crores to the micro, small and medium enterprise sectors, more than double of what it was in the last budget. Incentive wise incorporation of 1% companies to boost startups. Basically 1% companies are the one. Erstwhile you had to have a minimum 2% to start up any company. Now that has been done away with, so only 1% can start up one company. basically it helps the person to start up. And the definition of small companies has been revised by raising the capital base from 50 lakhs to 2 crores. So any person who is starting as a company with a base capital of around 2 crores, he will be considered as a small company, unlike what it was till last budget. The startups were exempted from the income tax for 1 year, but now that has been extended till 31st March 2022. These all are basically to boost up the startups and the micro, small and medium enterprises. Coming on to the expenditures, the government has set up a 20,000 crore development financial institute aiming to have lending portfolio of rupees 5 lakh crores in 3 years. Let's see how this goes ahead. The capital expenditure has been announced at 5.54 lakh crores. It has also announced 2 lakh crores of states and autonomous bodies for capital expenditure. The union budget allocates about 1,500 crores for promoting the digital mode of payment. You must understand the UPI payment which India has started is taking a fast recognition all over the India. Other countries are now trying to replicate this kind of UPI payments, and if it is so, then India would be a trendsetter in the future payment things. Focus on the energy transition. The government has outlaid about 3.05 lakh crores for the power sector to see for the deficiency of power in various sectors in India. 100 more districts to be added in the next 3 years to the city gas distribution network. New gas pipeline project for Jammu and Kashmir. The last one what we had discussed in one of the updates was the Goa to Goa Kerala gas pipeline. So it is on similar lines. Then we have 1,000 crore announced for the solar energy corporation. If you can put 1 plus 1 here, the solar energy is kind of pushed up, encouraged, and also the import duties on the solar panels have been increased. So this will give an incentive for the local startups or the local Indian companies to make solar panels. So that is interlinked. Thereafter, you have 1,500 crores announced for the renewable energy department agencies for like gas and other air and other things. Coming on to the financial reforms, 75 years old and above people who are solely surviving on pension and interest have been exempted from filing income tax. Now it is not to be confused, income tax is still being cut, but they need not file it and go into that rigmarole of filling up forms and submitting it, and they will not be a part of any disciplinary action or some kind of a police action later on. That exemption part has been of the filing has been taken off. NRIs have been now spared from double taxation. They used to have two taxes every year, but now it will be they'll be spared from that. The proposed tax exemptions have been notified for the affordable housings for migrant workers. They will not be taxed anything on this. The disinvestment, understand this, disinvestment target of rupees 1.75 lakh crores has been identified for 2021 and 22. Investment is separate, disinvestment, like now so in this step the strategic sales of the IDBI Bank, Bharat Petrochemicals Limited, Pawan Hans, Air India are the amongst the highest or the topmost companies which will be disinvested. The government also plans to introduce the IPO of LIC, and it is also introduced FDI has been increased into the in insurance sector. Coming on to the agriculture sector, over 75,000 crores has been paid to wheat farmers in 2021 and 43.36 lakhs benefited from this. This finance minister has told in regards with the Kisan Andolan which is going on, and the maximum wheat farmers are from Punjab, so it is a kind of an indication that they have been paid more than what they have been asking for. Indian agri credit targets raised to about 16.5 lakh crores, and the agricultural infra fund to be increased to 40,000 crores. This will be used to set up more mandis, more places to sell. Then Operation Green Scheme to cover about 22 more perishable commodities. As of now, only few items are there, and with point connected to this is the Kisan rails which are moving out. Then the hoarding of the essential items, that all will come under this. The education sector, 100 new Sainik schools will be set up in the country. 750 Eklavya schools will be there. This is basically a training model, or the school models basic for the tribal areas, which will be set up. And then a central university in Leh for higher education. This was a very prominent demand of lay people from long time. That has been met this time. And the national language translation mission to translate policy related information. So as far as the defense budget is concerned, a large amount of budget allocation has been done in this budget. So that's it, friends. Very quick update on what was this budget all about. Wishing you a very best. Stay connected for more such updates, and if you have not subscribed to this channel, kindly subscribe it, and also please do let your friends that there is something like this which can help you in your current affairs, or maybe some kind of your friends who are taking a entrance exam outside in the civil also, maybe like a UPSC something. Thank you so much. Stay blessed.